Hello, my name is Natalie Gamalski.
I'm Samantha Rosochacki.
And I'm Katelyn Slifco, and our research project is on the effectiveness of instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization versus ultrasound therapy on muscle mobilization. Critical literature review.
To begin, the research question that we were researching is the use of instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, or IASTM, ultrasound or US therapy, or a combination of methods the best treatment for muscle mobilization. The purpose of this research was to do a critical literature review of 8 articles about the effectiveness of these two methods. This is important because mobility and range of motion, or ROM, are necessary for a person to accomplish a desired skill or activity. We wanted to gather data and research these methods in order to understand the usefulness of these techniques. Next, we are going to discuss key terms that we'll be talking about throughout the presentation. IASTM. IASTM is a therapeutic technique using a tool primarily used to remove scar tissues from the injured soft tissues and facilitate the healing process to regain mobility. US therapy. US therapy is a method hoping to speed the healing process and increase mobility by providing ultrasound waves generated through a machine to soft tissue. Mixed methods of treatment. When we say mixed methods of treatment throughout our presentation, we are meaning a treatment approach using a variety of techniques such as laser therapy, intense pulsed light, radio frequency, and more. Methods. We use many databases in order to do our research, but our most used database was PubMed. And we also use many different journals in order to find articles. Throughout our research, all treatment techniques had to have either IASTM, US therapy, or both within the research. We also completed 8 critical review articles to identify themes throughout. And throughout all our articles, we're always looking for functional mobility over all treatment outcomes.
Next, I'm going to discuss the results of our research. Our research question naturally sorted into 3 themes: studies using IASTM alone, studies using ultrasound therapy alone, and studies using mixed methods of treatment using a number of combinations of treatments that Sam just described. Within these themes, the articles either found significant results supporting the use of these methods, which is shown on the left side of our table, or found no significance, therefore not providing evidence that supports the use of the methods, which is shown on the right side of the table. The top part of our table talks about IASTM. In the top left box, we grouped studies that support the use of IASTM because they found statistically significant results in reducing pain and/or range of motion. In the top right box, we found one article that used IASTM alone and did not have any significant effects on muscular efficiency or performance. Here you see a picture of IASTM. As you can see, a tool, often made of stainless steel, is being used in order to manipulate the soft tissues in the hand and wrist. The next section talks about ultrasound therapy. In the middle left box, you can see that none of the articles found that ultrasound therapy alone produced any significant improvements. Here you can see a picture of ultrasound therapy applied to the hand and wrist. In the middle right box, we only found one article that looked at the effects of ultrasound therapy by itself, and the results of that study said that it had nearly no effect on improving pain or range of motion. The bottom section talks about mixed methods of treatment. In the bottom left box, these articles examining mixed methods of treatment found statistically significant improvements in strength when using therapeutic ultrasound with laser therapy, and improvements in pain, range of motion, and mobility when using IASTM with other methods of therapy such as therapeutic exercise and ice massage. The bottom right box talks about other mixed methods such as ultrasound therapy with IASTM, ultrasound with laser and matrix rhythmic therapy, and ultrasound with orthosis and nerve gliding tendon therapy, and none of those provided any statistical difference in function or mobility.
Clinical implications of our literature review indicate that there is inconsistent research demonstrating the effectiveness of both IASTM and ultrasound therapy. Due to the lack of research on both, they may not be the best forms of treatment utilized in practice, as they are not currently supported by evidence. Specific limitations to our study: while searching for articles, we found that there is currently limited research that supports the use of IASTM and ultrasound therapy used as standalone methods of treatment. There is also limited research on combination of treatments using these methods. We found that there were minimal ultrasound therapy articles. Furthermore, none of our findings suggested the effectiveness of these methods on single regions of the body. Future research for these methods could include both individual and comparison trials for IASTM and ultrasound therapy. Future research could also include trials performed on isolated parts of the body for more consistent research. We could further improve our study by seeing these techniques performed in person to get a better understanding of their use in clinical practice. We would also like to gather the opinions of clinicians who currently utilize these methods on whether they believe these treatments to be effective or not.